And now for the final video to go with lesson 2-4. Here we go. I'm going to go to the paper. Bye. See you soon. It's coming over to the paper. And now it's white. And it's just show up in just a minute. Here we go. So to do the matching, and again, the mental trick is to figure out how to do this without the calculator by just reading the numbers. If the number goes up, it's skinny. If it's a fraction, it's fat. If there's a negative, it's flipped, and then it combines. And then, of course, if there's a plus or minus number at the end, it either goes up or down, depending on if it's a plus number, it goes up. If it's a minus number, it goes down. So we found our parent function, y equals x squared, which is just the basic u, but is it the fat one, the regular one, or the skinny one? How can you check? Which point do you look for? 1, 1. Over 1, up 1. Now, so this is just regular. This is regular 1 with a negative in front, so it's upside down. What's this one? It's got a fraction in front. A fraction in front makes it fat, so you're looking for a wide one. This one still has got the fraction in front, and it's flipped over because there's a negative. 3, what does that tell me? Where's the 3? The 3 is in front of the x squared. So when the number is in front, getting bigger, it's skinny. So this one is the skinny one. Here's the same skinny one, but it's flipped upside down. Aha, what's this one? It's a regular 1, up 3. Regular 1, down 3. It's flipped over and then moved up 3. Flipped over with a negative and then down 3. So that's how you read them, and then you should be able to connect those there. So the back page. Now the back page, this is definitely a calculator page. So I know this is tricky. There is the calculator that we've been using at school, which does not have an online version. There's this other calculator that we used to use at school that does have an online version, and it's similar to the one that we've been using. And it's may have been one that you were used to working with if you worked at another high school, because this is the most common calculator that's out there in public schools that I know of. So the first one, I have an equation, and it says find the vertex. I want to find the vertex and the axis of symmetry. Here are the instructions. How do you find the vertex? If you're on the Casio, you're going to graph it. You're going to go to menu 3, type in your equation and draw it, and then look, and then you're going to go decide. You're going to decide, do you see, you have to look at it first. If you see a max, if you see it opens down with the vertex at the top, that's a max. If you see it opens up with the vertex at the bottom, then it's a min. And then you either, depending on that, you go G-solve max or G-solve min. For the axis, you just take that number, the X number, and it goes in that plane. You have to say X equals, don't leave that out. You can't just put the number, you have to put the equation. And you just look at it from there. Now, if you are on the TI-83, this is from the old calculator, and you want to find the vertex. I've posted this video, but you have to kind of, you graph it, you go to y equals and graph it, and then we're going to second calculate, and we're going to either do the min or the max. Again, we have to look at it. Then we're going to, this one's a little bit more involved. Click to the left, click to the right, click in the center, check if you're right. So I'm going to do that one for the, I'm not going to do every single one, but you know, here we go. Both calculators. Turn this thing on. And I'm going to go to menu, graph. I still got stuff in there, so I have to delete all that. I'm pushing the wrong button. Delete, yes. Delete, yes. To get the light just on this, right. Okay, so I'm gonna type it in, 3x squared plus 12x plus 2, and then I'm gonna push this one twice, enter, enter, get the graph. Now, it's kind of weird because, and who knows what you're going to see, but I can see it's getting smaller down here. So the vertex is going to be down here somewhere. You can look for it. I don't think you need to see it. Sometimes it has to be in the window to find it, but then you're going to say, is this a min or a max? Yes, min. So I'm going to go G-solve, which is this F button, G-solve, min. There it is, the third button over. The minimum, -2, -10. So now, you know, I don't write it the way it is here. This just gives me the X and Y coordinates separate. I want to write it like an ordered pair. Then all I have to do is go X equals -2, because you just pull that number into the axis. But just to be sure, because if you're working with this one, and some of you are, again, the on button is at a different place. It's down here in the corner. And I'm going to go to Y equals. And again, I need to clear all these out. And I'm just using the arrow and the clear button to get that cleared up. And here I go. I need to get a little light on this situation, so let me pause for a second. Okay, I think that's better. So I pushed the Y equals button and I cleared it out, and I'm going to go ahead and type that in, 3. And here the X is in a different place. It's to the right of the alpha X, and squared is down here, plus 12x, right? Plus 2, plus, oops. Did I get it right? Nope, let me go back there. 12x plus 2. Always double check that it's typed in correctly. Okay, now I'm going to go graph. And the vertex is down here, and I still have to know, is that a max or a min? And to find it on this calculator, we use this one. We're going to use this calc function, which is yellow. So I'm going to go second, calculate, second, calc, and then choose 3, because it's minimum. I like to just push the number 3 once I read the numbers. Okay, now here's where we do the click to the left, because it's got forever. So we have to tell it where to start looking and where to stop. So you have to really find this little blinking. There it is. There's the blinker, but it has to first go to the left. So I've got to move it until I'm really know I'm to the left of it. There it is, blinking. You see it blinking right here to the left. Then I click enter here. So I click to the left, enter. Now I'm going to move it to the right. Just clicking, clicking, clicking. There, now I see it blinking. Click to the right. And then I'm going to kind of, you know, click on it, you know, where you see it. I'm going to, there we go. -2, -10. Now, I got it right exactly on the money, but sometimes it might be close. It might be like -1.9999999. And that's a little frustrating. And I do like the Casio better for that reason. Now, if you all would, because there's also this trick with a table, second table, tables between graph. It's on the button. It's in yellow, the word table. And you can, if you can find where it bounces around, like where it starts repeating, see that I see right away that the -7s are the same. And see here, the 2s are the same. And there's this one in the middle that doesn't have a partner. You know, it starts repeating around it. So that's another way to look for the vertex. So we've got the vertex there. I found it on both calculators. So you can do the same process with this one. 13 is a different kind of question. So this one is saying, what's the y value when x is 2? What's the y value when x is -4? Well, to find this here, we have to think, where in the graph does it tell me y values if I know the x values? What part of the calculator does that? Will give you y values that connect to x values. The table. So let me go first to this one here. So I'm going to go to menu, and then this time I'm going to go over to table, and I want to double check that I still have the correct equation in there, and I do. And then I'm going to draw that. So when x is 2, there it is, x is 2. And so that's 38. So y is 38. There's the answer. But what if the 2 wasn't showing? What if it said -2? Like, then you just type in the number that you need to know, and you type it in, and it'll tell you. This one, you have to type in the x's if they don't show up. On this calculator, now again, the table, I'm over here on the table, and I can just scroll down to the 2. There's, I passed it, but you can look at it. There's the 2 with the 38. And then you can keep scrolling. You don't have to type it in. You just scroll up until you find the other answer. There's the -4. So that's, to do these 2 answers, you're going to have to go to the table feature. Now on to a different kind of problem. Number 14. What are the solutions to this equation? Now, this equation is written differently. Mostly the equations I've been giving you say y equals. And it could say f of x equals. That means it's basically the same thing. For quadratics, what also works is if you take that part, instead of y equals, if you see equals 0, then this part you can take to the calculator. So, and what does it mean, solutions? Solutions are the roots, the zeros, the x-intercepts. There's 4 names: roots, zeros, x-intercepts, solutions. You need to know those 4 names. What are the 4 names for these points? Roots, zeros, solutions, and x-intercepts. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, when it says solutions, I'm looking for the roots. I'm going to recognize them on the calculator with those points there. So you go either method and you find those. Number 15. Well, let me just do that one time. I mean, I've shown you, but let me just do that one more time for this one here. Menu, graph. So for here, I'm going to go to menu, graph. Delete that one. I'm on a different problem. And I'm on number 14. 4x squared, 3 minus 1. 4x squared plus 3x minus 1. And see, I typed it in wrong. I'll delete that one and put in the plus sign. And now, because I've done, this will happen. I can see it's trying to graph it, but I don't see anything, right? But I'll see all these dots. What I want to do is reset the window. And this is a cool trick. I mean, this is because this will happen a lot. So I'm going to push window, and then I usually push the INIT, initial. It's just like, what's the original, the starting window? Standard is a good one. Don't do trig or the black ones, but I usually just pick the first one, initial. Now when I push this button, you'll see these numbers are going to change. And that gets me back to the beginning. And then I'm going to exit and then draw again. Now I see it. Now it looks normal. So window, initial, exit, draw. That's a good one to learn. If this ever looks funny. So, and that will happen at least once. I need to look for the roots. There they are, here and here. It's the x-intercepts, but on the calculator it's called root. So I'm going to push the root. And there's the left one, is -1. And then I'm going to just pop it over here with this button. And now the plus sign is over here, the right one. That one is a fraction or decimal, same thing, 0.25. And those are the roots. Make sure it says root there when we're looking for those. So what was the other one? I forgot. -1 and 0.25. Oh, my light's going out. That's the short way to answer it. You can write them out the long way. I mean, the 0.25 I could write as a fraction, but they're the x coordinates, so that's what they would look like long way. So is it ready to go to the calculator? You know it's ready to go to the calculator if you see y equals, f of x equals, or g of x, or some kind of function notation, h of x. It could have different letters, but it has this kind of letter parentheses thing. Or if you see equals 0 at the end. So number 15, is this ready to go to the calculator? No, I don't see y equals, and I can't solve for y. There's no y to solve for. There's no f of x equals. But what I can do is I can create a 0. So this is a cool trick and an important one. Let me write this equation out. Now I just wrote the same equation out, but with a big space here. What I'm going to do is turn this side into the 0. So there's 8x. So to get rid of it, I'm going to go minus 8x. I'm going to do the opposite on both sides, of course. So I got rid of the 8x with a minus 8x with the opposite. Now this says minus 6, so I'm going to do the opposite is plus 6 and do that to both sides. Now these have both canceled, which means this is now equal to 0. So I have 3x squared minus 8x plus 6 equals 0. Just to be clear, 3x. Now I can take this part and go to the calculator and find the solutions. And remember, all these means the same thing: solutions, roots, zeros. Find the x-intercepts. Solve. What does solve mean? We did that the other day. What does it mean to solve a quadratic equation? If it says solve a quadratic equation, you need to find the roots. So I don't know if you see all those notifications. I hope not. But anyway, I'm getting all these things flashing in front of the screen. But you're just going to have to, if you don't see equals 0 or you don't see y equals at the front, then you're going to have to use this trick here where you first get the equation, pick one side, and make it equal to 0. And that's how you complete that side. Thank you for listening.